everyone. Good morning. It's Rita from Miss Rita to the rescue. Teddy bear's barking from the other room for some reason. He's probably too comfortable to get up and come say hi directly. But I'm here. Hello. It's Thursday already. I cannot believe how fast time flies when we're having a lot of fun. It's like I have a plan for the week. Good morning, Marissa. Hi, Kathy. Oh, hi, Nancy, Sarah, and Shelly. Hello. Boy, my weeks just go by so fast. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Rachel. When we're doing this program, and I don't know about you, but I actually kind of like, I plan my whole day around around the program, but I have to get the projects ready or whatever. So I'm like so excited. I feel like February. Good morning, Kirsten, Anna Maria, Sherry, and Christina. Good morning. How are you all? Hi, Nancy. So, we had kind of a busy day yesterday on our show. We had like a ton of people come and join us. I don't know what that reasoning there is, that everybody was home because of the snow. Hi, Babs. But it was so great to have all that extra company. But I would just do this even if there were just two people watching. Because I love my Cricut and I love to make every single day on my Cricut. Annette, I'm the same way. Like, I don't know what to do with myself on Saturday. Actually, Friday after the show, I feel like that's my one day I can actually leave the house because I'm not planning for the next morning. Hi, Aledra. Hi, Shelly, Patricia. Someone's watching. Who is it? Shelly from Texas. Good morning, Shelly from Texas. It's very cold here. Hi, Carrie. Susan, hello. So, we had kind of a big day yesterday. We had so many people watching, and it was really great. And I'm so thankful to all of the new people. And we're going to do a really fun project. Today, I was thinking about, the other day we were doing cards for the Joy, which they're so easy, right? And they're just like press a button, put some paper in the mat, and boom, you have a card. And I started thinking, there are a lot of cards that are like that already, that were in Design Space prior to the Joy coming out. And so if you don't have a Joy and you want to make cards for the Joy, for the Explorer or for the Maker that are kind of simple, I rounded up 24 different, what I call them, quick cut cards. Say that fast 3 times. Quick cut cards. I rounded up 24. Actually, I'm cutting 1. They're not super. Some of them are kind of detailed, like this one here that I'm doing is very detailed. And you can even make them more detailed. Like this one here normally is just 2 colors. You cut out the outside and then you put a plain piece on the inside and then you're done. These are not insert cards like with the Joy, although you can make insert cards on your Maker and your Explorer. You just can't use the card mat. Oh, that's wonderful. Good morning, Anna Maria. That's awesome. She got a new Joy. So for anybody that was watching the other day that we were doing the Joy cards and thinking just, Joy's not in my budget just yet, and I have an Explorer or a Maker. Can't we do something like that? For the Explorer, the Maker, let me just tell you that I am all machines are good machines. All Cricut machines are good machines. And then, so I'm going to show you all the machines. You're frustrated with the card mat, Sandra. Why? Why are you frustrated with the card mat? So the card mat, as we were talking about, is just for the joy. So, so some of these cards are going to be a little more materials, and it also allows us to play a little bit more because you're able to put a sentiment on the inside. Okay, so I'm just waiting for this to finish up so that I can show you those 24 cards. But before the Joy was launched last year, and it was launched right around this time last year, before the Joy was launched, we all were working, or some of us all were working on our other machines, and sometimes you just need a quick card. Yay, Carla, welcome. Sometimes you just need a quick card. You don't need to be piecing something together and all the different little pieces. And I mean, yeah, there's a time and a place for those where, you're making like some really fabulous prize for your lovey-dovey, handsome, whatever, partner. And those are nice. And I've seen some people spend hours and hours on one card. But for me, not having this lovey-dovey, handsome, whatever, I like to send out cards to everybody. And so I have sort of relegated some that are just like for my aunts and uncles or my, my friends, or, just people that I know. I just want to make a quick card that just says, hey, I love you. But yeah, they're going to have to Design Space working right. Hi, Michelle. Yes, actually, can we just talk? We'll backtrack a little bit. So, the last week, or maybe it's a little bit more, Design Space has been really glitchy. And so I wanted to just mention that, a bunch of us, product experts, I don't know if you know what those are, but product experts are people that are handpicked by Cricut. There's only a few of us. I think there's 8 of us now, or maybe 9. And so we kind of all said, things are really glitchy and we really want them to work. And the thing is that there's a whole group of people that work on development of Design Space. That's all they work on. And so when they roll out, and I'm not a developer, but I've worked with developers before. So when they roll out something, they're like patches, and they roll out, fixes and whatever. But you're talking about a huge bunch of code to make Design Space work to its optimum, and it's a hard thing. Okay. All right. And so we're talking about a whole bunch of different stuff here, but just so you know, I did have an update this morning, and I have noticed that things are going really, really well for me this morning. So if you have an update, make sure you update. Okay. What? I need to make a sympathy card today. My grandson's wife lost her dad. To COVID. Oh my goodness. We have a number of great sympathy cards. I would suggest an Anna Griffin card. One of those lovely layered cards. They're so pretty. And if you do them in a nice subtle color, I've always done them in like a violet, white, and like a brown, like almost like a coffee colored brown. So anyway, all right, so we're getting off track here, but anyway, so let's talk about quick cut cards for the Maker and Explore. So I have compiled all of these cards. Some of them come from Valentine's Day cards that were launched years and years ago. Some of them come from simple holiday cards. And there's a lot. This isn't, of course, all of them, but there's quite a few. I started to amass them. I was like, how many are there? First, I thought there were like 10, and then I said 20, and then I started counting. There's over 24 here, okay? So I have to make my screen so small. So if you're looking for just some variety, then here you go, is over 20 different cards. Now these, I'm going to give you this file. These all come from Cricut Design Space, and they're free for Access customers, Access subscribers. So you don't have to worry about having to pay for anything as long as you're an Access subscriber. And they range in obviously cutesy to a little more like fancier, and some that are actually differently shaped, like this one here, and this cute bunny with a squirrel. So there's a lot here that we can do. And you noticed, or you may notice, that here's one. Let's move over a little bit. Where did it go? Okay, so this one here is just regular cut card. And so the way these are set up is that you're just going to cut them out. Let me ungroup this one. And it's just simply this piece, and this is kind of the overlay piece. So here is the overlay piece, and here is that inside piece. However, you can do different things, such as you can add a sentiment on the inside, and I can show you, right, Bren? Right? And I can show you how to do that. And in the case of this one, which is also, I think, in this list, it was just one color, but I decided to make 2 colors, and I'm going to show you how to do that today. Okay, so so here today is about simple and quick cut cards and how to make them more complicated. So in case you are wondering, I will give you the Design Space file for this. Now, on the other hand, if you have a Joy only, you can find these cards and you can manipulate them to work in the Joy, so don't worry. But I think you guys have a ton of wonderful cards that we don't have on the Explore and Maker, so I think this is a good one to have, and just kind of watch and see how we're doing that for the Maker and the Explore. So, okay, let's talk about how we can make these cards a little bit more personalized or complicated. I think somebody told me, gee, I don't like to do these cards because it's only there's only 2 things, 2 cutouts to it, and I'd rather have, I think there's a 6.3 coming out, Sarah. I think it's 6.3. And yeah, mine seems to be doing really well. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Although remember, I'm going to give you this file, okay, after we get off. So I'm just going to save it. So let's start from the beginning of, say we want to make a card. Now, if you can't pick up, or you don't want to pick up or wait for my file to find Valentine's cards, just simply go to Images, you see, and you can go to Holidays. And if you go to Holidays, there is over here all holidays, and I don't think Valentine's Day shows up. It doesn't show up on mine anyway. So if you click View More, it does give you a Valentine's Day, and you'll probably be overwhelmed with all of the Valentines that are here, because these aren't just cards, right? Look at all these silhouettes, and there's some things that are not access. And look, here are our signs, our long signs, that sort of thing. So it makes it a little hard to find just cards, okay? So let's go back and let's go to our place image sets. Oh, by the way, there is also a card section over here on trending. But again, this would be cards for, I believe this is cards, any cards, right? So, and these aren't even cards, but I think they have the word card in the name. So let's go straight to the source, which is the image sets, okay? So if you go to image sets, you can also look for a few image sets. One is called Valentine's Day, okay? So you can put Valentine's Day or Valentine's here, and you will find this listing. This is a Valentine's Day, and it has several cards in there. And then you will also see there are some cards here that are individual cards. These are just from way, way before. So these are some of the ones that I sort of culled for you and put in the category. The other area that you can look in under image sets is holiday. There is a great image set called Simple Holiday Cards right here. Simple Holiday Cards. And if you, it's good to know about this image set because it has everything, all the different holidays, and we've done things like this Joy to the World and the Have a Merry Christmas, but you'll see there's also Easter. Remember we did this Merry Christmas one and this Turkey Day one. We've done a lot of them. So here are a couple for Valentine's Day, so they're quick and easy. So if you're wondering where I got all of those, where I got all of those, then some of them came from here. So, how about making them a little bit more, I don't know, detailed? So let's go back to our canvas, and I want to pull up this project, which is the one that we were just cutting. All right. So this started off as a pink. It was just a lattice card. Remember I showed you it just had this one piece and then this piece. So that's the way it would look, right? I didn't get to put this one together yet, but it's basically a really simple, it has the front here, and this is the way that it's set up. Like this. But of course, you know me, I like to gild the lily. So I wanted to put a sentiment on the inside. I want to show you how to do that. And then also I wanted to have more than just one color. So I wanted to cut out another layer, which is what I did here, and add this here so that now I'll have two colors. I don't know what that is, but so that's how you do that, right? So let's show you from the start how to do this. So it comes in like this. Let's see if we can go get it. I'm pretty sure that that is from Simple Holiday Cards, I think. Let's see if we can't find it. Okay, you. Quiet now. Oh, I don't see it here. Okay, well, I don't know where I got it. So let's pick a different one. So let's pick this one. This one with all the different hearts. Wouldn't that be cool to see it with different color hearts on it? So we pull that in. And I'm going to ungroup it, and you guys know me, I'm going to get rid of the envelope, okay? But when I ungroup it, I see that I've got these two pieces. Now, this is actually a better example, okay? I know I can read your mind, Annette. This is a better example because of putting the sentiment on is going to require us to make a small change on the actual card. So let's talk about the sentiment first. So let's go and find this sentiment that says, "For my Valentine." And we go back to images. Now you could create your own sentiment, of course, but there are there are a lot of image sets that have, and especially like Anna Griffin image sets that have sentiments that are pre-made. And so that's what I'm going for here, because I don't want to have to fuss with making, text and making it look good and all that stuff. I'm in a hurry, right? I just want to make a simple card. I don't want to spend 8 hours making one card. So I'm going to go to these lovely layered cards. And you'll see here that there are lots of little sentiments here, like thinking of you and happy Halloween, happy Mother's Day. So we're going to scroll down and look for my Valentine. And here it is. And all I have to do is click on it and pull it in. So sorry. Teddy. Teddy, stop. So sorry. Okay, so all I have to do is pull it in. Now, if I were to place it here, it would not work out, right? Because this ends up being the front of the card, just like here. This is the front of the card. And so when you're looking at the screen, if I put it here, that wouldn't work. We want the sentiment to be on the inside. So what we have to do is we have to flip this entire image. So we're going to go up here. See here where it says arrange, and then right next to it says flip. This is something people don't often do, but it's a great little tool to get your sentiments inside of a card like this. So we're going to choose flip vertical. There's flip horizontal, there's flip vertical, but because of the way this card is, we're flipping it vertical. So watch what happens. All of a sudden, the card goes from like this to like this. Okay, so now this portion is the part we're going to put the sentiment on. Isn't that neat? So if you're ever like kind of confused, like I want to put a sentiment on, but I don't know how to do it, this is how you do it. Okay. So here's my sentiment, and what I have to do is resize it for my card. And I'm thinking maybe, this looks kind of cute. Although I might stretch this a little bit because that might look better. And there it is. So what we have to do is we have to attach this sentiment to the inside of the card, because if right now you're like, oh, I put it there, so it should come out that way. Actually, no, because what will happen is when you go to make it, you'll have this, which is a red card. You'll have this, and then you'll have this on its own mat. There's no cutout, but unless you associate it to your card by attaching it, then it doesn't know, the machine doesn't know, oh, it's supposed to go with that. Okay. So all we need to do is select all of it, and we're going to go down to the bottom here, and we're going to attach it. Now, one thing I've noticed that somehow has happened in all of the iterations of Design Space is that you, for some reason, if it's already attached, because the score line is attached, okay? So what we're going to do, if it's already attached, you can't attach twice. So we're going to detach because of this score line. Detach. Then we're going to select it all, and then we're going to attach. So it's just kind of a little feature bug, whatever. And so now our card has a score line, and it has this sentiment on there. So that's great. So you could just cut this out, and you could make this piece not just white. You could make it, anything you wanted it to be, pink or glitter or foil or whatever, and that will make it pretty cool in and of itself. But let's take it one step further, okay? And that is, how about if we make some of these hearts pink and some of the hearts white, and maybe even some of the hearts purple? I don't know. So maybe we'll add a couple of colors to it. So let me show you what you would do if you wanted to do that. First, let's go back and insert another one of those cards just to make this a simple project. So we'll go to image sets again, and we're going to type in simple. and go into holiday cards. And where is the one that we were here? This is the heart one. Okay. So ungroup. So we're moving on from the flipped with a sentiment. I'll just move this over here, okay? Flipped with a sentiment to this, which doesn't have a sentiment. It's not flipped. I think it's easier to conceptualize this when it's not flipped, but that might just be me. Okay, so when you bring this in, here's what you're going to do. It is a little more complex layered card. So if you look up here, there's 2 layers. There's a score, and then there's the cut. So we need to detach the score, if we want to add some colored layers. And I'll explain in a second. So the first thing you're going to do is go down here to detach, okay? We're just going to take this score line off. Now what we're going to do is we are going to just slice the image so that we just have this portion, okay? So what we want to do is we want to duplicate it, move it over, and then what we're going to do is slice it, okay? Now stay with me. I know it's a little bit complicated, but we're going to add a shape, and that's the square. And all these pieces will stay the same over here. Move this guy over. Okay? So I'm going to take a shape and I'm going to unlock it and I'm going to stretch it so that it fits over the back half of the card. You see that? So now I have 2 layers. I have this cutout piece with no scoring, and then I have this card with this shape that I've made bigger than the shape behind it. That's kind of an important feature or an important thing to remember, is if you make it too small, you're going to end up with a weirdly shaped card. It's not going to work out. So you do need to make it a little bit bigger, and I'm just going to cut it off by selecting both and choosing slice. So now I've removed slice. Remember, slice is like cutting cookies with a cookie cutter. So you have your cookie dough, and then you have your cookie cutter, and then you just sort of peel everything away, and then you end up with your cutout, okay? So in this case, here's my cutout. I have managed to take this card and just replicate this part. Okay, so let's change the color just because it will make it easier for us to understand this process. So we said we wanted to have maybe 2 different color or 3 different color hearts. So let's make an extra one of these by duplicating it up here. And let's make this one, I don't know, purple, all right? So now, obviously, if you were just to cut them like this, it makes no sense to add those extra colors, right? So what we have to do now is to use something called contour, which is down here on the bottom. See this? Contour. Now, contour will allow us to take some of these hearts out. And so when we take them out of the cut, then the color that is cut from will show through on the layer. So for this purple one, let's take out these big ones. Okay, so let's do that. We'll take out those big ones, and you'll see here, now it's slightly different. And if you were to make this in the front, send to the front, you see now I have 3 purple, and now I have pink, and then of course we have this piece here. Let's move that to the front, arrange, send to the front. So right now, we can't see the pink version, so let's go to the pink version, and we'll do contour, and let's contour out, I don't know, a bunch of these different ones. I'm just going to do like every other one, all right? Now, here is... Whoa, now we have the red top layer now, and we have the purple or the violet, and then we have the pink, and then if we have the white back here, then you now have a little more complicated card, right? And it looks a little, people are going to go, how did you do that? How did you make all those different colors show through? And all you did was you took the card apart and you took this piece and contoured it out. Do I have everybody with me? Any questions on this? Because this is, it's sort of fun, and you can do this for a lot of these quick cut cards. It's really not that complicated, and it will really bring a lot to the cards. Okay, so again, here is just a simple way to make a layered card from a simple cut card. Now we have to go and put our score line back, and we might have to go and put our sentiment if we want to do a sentiment. So let me just show you what you're going to do for the score line. Is I'm lining it up here. And this card, by the way, is shaped as an A2 card, which is 5.5 by 8.5 inches high. So my score line, which I'm going to arrange to the front, since it's 8.5 inches, I am going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and like right around there. That's going to be where my score line goes. Yeah, maybe a little higher. I want it to be halfway. And I know that there are easier ways to do this, but this is how my brain works. So we're going to humor me today. 8.5, 1, 2, 3, 4 1/4. Yeah. So, and then we're going to attach this. All right. So now if we were going to cut this out, we would have 4 different mats. We'd have this red mat, we'd have the pink, we'd have the white, and we'd have the violet. And then we just need to put it together from there. It doesn't have the sentiment on there, but if you want to add the sentiment, you can do that other trick, which is then you could then flip this vertical, put your sentiment on there, attach it, and then you would have a really unique card that you created, okay? That you created yourself. So this is an easy cut, and what I love about this size card, which is called an A2 size, first of all, it's the same as the insert card size. So if you were in a pinch and didn't have the colors you were looking for, you could always just grab an insert card and use the insert card with the envelopes in there. Or if you wanted to, let me just hide these so that I'll make it easy for you to understand. Let's see. Actually, we'll hide this one. And we don't need this. All right. So I always make 2 of A2 size cards. Now this one here, I couldn't remove that, but here's what I mean. This will fit beautifully with a 12 by 12 inch sheet of paper, and you'll get 2 for your buck. And same here, this will fit usually on 8.5 by 11 if you put the paper on correctly, and you'll get 2 total cards out of that. So that's just me. That's how I do things. I'm always thinking I want to save my material, right? So this is how you would cut it out. So simple. And I don't think we need to show you all the cutting out today. So I'm going to show you how to put together these 2 cards that I use the same technique on, okay? I'm going to show you how to put them together. Let me move you. All right. So we have this card that I cut 2 out of, right? And then there's this love one that I cut 2 out, but I already put 1 together. Yeah, sure, I can. Yeah, Of course you could. Susan, great idea. Okay, so here is our base of the card, and there is the sentiment in there. So I did a flip on that so I could put the sentiment there. I think I did a flip on that. Yeah, I must have. And so there's the score line here, and then here are our two pieces, and the way it goes together is I have made it so that some red is going to show through. You see? And I will give you these files, by the way, so that you don't have to recreate it. But I want you to understand the process. Remember, teach Amanda Fish thing? Amanda Fish. Teach Amanda Fish. So this is the way it's going to look. Isn't that pretty? And it was just took adding an extra layer to it. So here's my glue. This is the glue I use if you are interested in paper crafts. This is a really good glue, Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. There is a link, or there will be a link in the description of this video that if you wanted to purchase this at Amazon, you can through my link. But you don't have to. And you don't have to necessarily use this glue. You can use any glue. Any liquid glue. But the important thing to know about liquid glue is you have to put it on very little, very softly. Don't put a lot on. I just bead it on, and I know the tendency to just kind of glob it on, but the thing is, when you glob it on, it's liquid, right? It has water in it, and so as it dries, the water evaporates, and as it evaporates, what happens when you have a lot of that water? It gets like wavy. It's like wilted. What's the word I'm looking for? It gets so that it doesn't look right. It wilts. What, wavy? I don't know. Just don't use a lot of glue. And so I'm making sure a lot of glue is getting on all of these little pieces, yes, but I'm not using a whole lot, okay? So then here is my my additional layer. I am going to see this little teeny tiny cut up there. I want to make sure that all of my little pieces are out. And then I'm going to lay it on the inside of the card like this. I want to make sure that I can fold the card, and I want to sort of not be able to see any white coming. I mean, you might see a little teeny tiny bit, but the goal is to cover all of the white. Okay, let me show you what it looks like now. And now we're going to take this just rectangle piece, and we're going to put a little more glue here, just a little. All right. Just put a couple little dots because I don't want it to lift. All right. See how little amount of glue I'm using? Really don't need a lot. And you can always go and add more if you have a problem with it lifting, okay? I usually have my head right over my card, so this is a little hard. So you'll do it better because you're not looking at it from an angle like I am. Okay, so there is the card. Isn't it absolutely adorable? So that is this card. Let's put together the love card, which I also used that same technique for. It's just, this is the way that it was going to be cut out, and it was just going to have this one cutout on the back, but I decided that I wanted the word love in red, so I cut out just this lace part and left the love. I contoured out love, so now I have just love in red, you see, and then with the violet, has the violet here. So I've made this a little more complex. Wrinkle. Thank you for the word. Wrinkle. I have chemo brain. So sometimes I forget some words, which is it's really puzzling. So, okay, so we're going to fold this at the score line. We can turn it upside down like this. And then we're going to take this piece that we cut and put it on here first. See how all the white hides? That's what we're trying to go for. Wrinkle. I say wavy. Oh, well. Okay. So this glue is going to go all around here. And in these pieces here because we don't want them to lift. And I think I'll just put a little bit of glue here on this lace part. I like this. It looks like Battenberg lace to me. So here we go. Glue goes on here, and I'm trying to cover all that white so I don't see it through that. You see that? And then very simply put that last layer on. And you could do this, you could add so many different layers. If you wanted to. I think you might want to stop at like 3 only because it will make your card really thick. But, yeah, 3 is probably a good limit. Although I've seen some that are 4 layers as well. Also, if we have fans of the mystery box and you have some of your party foil, you could certainly use party foil. For your layers, and it would make your card less thick. Or you could, use, say, glitter, and you could make it even a little fancier. So here is our love card, and here is our, I call this the heart lattice card, and just so cute. I think this one is sized 5. Let me just check. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than this one. This is an A2 size. Okay. Way to use the party foil. I know we all have it. I'm going through cleaning and organizing my rolls. And I'm like, I cannot believe how much party foil I have. We need to have a big party. Okay, so that is the tips for today. How to find quick cut cards, how to add a sentiment, and how to make it even more complex than the way that it's originally designed. Now, when you go back and you're watching the replay, or you come back to see whatever, to pick up the file, make sure I'll put it in, I'll put 3 different files, one for this card, one for this card, and one for the 24 easy cards, okay? All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I appreciate that feedback. So these are just fun. They're easy. They're not quite as easy as Cricut Joy insert cards, but they're pretty easy, and they're great substitutes if you don't have a Joy, all right? Thank you, everybody, for coming today. Tomorrow being Friday, we're doing a 3D project. We always do 3D projects on Fridays. I don't know why. Just how my brain thinks, I think. And so we are going to attempt to do rosettes. I have in my head this little vision. I have in my hallway, I have one of those floor to ceiling mirrors, and sometimes you just want to cover up the mirror. So I think what I'll do is I'll make a bunch of rosettes in different sizes using Valentine's paper. So I'm going to make them small and big and whatever. I'm going to show you how to put them together, how to cut them out, put them together so you can make basically a backdrop is what I'm thinking. Or if you just want to make one and use it as, say, a really big, like, wreath for your front door, you could do that as well. And so that's what we're going to do tomorrow. And then Saturday night, we have our Zoom call. Remember our Zoom call? And then on Sunday, we are doing something that we're doing the lights with paper. We're doing a string of lights with paper flowers on it. And I think we'll do both St. Patrick's Day and Valentine's Day string lights for Sunday. So I hope you can make that. All right, everyone. Have a great day. If you didn't catch the whole thing, make sure you go to YouTube, Miss Rita to the rescue, to subscribe, share, like it, all of that wonderful stuff. It really makes me so happy to see people are using the replay and the YouTube there. And yes, please make sure you do your updates on Design Space. I think that it's going to mean a lot to your experience. It's going to make you feel a lot better about your experience. I haven't decided on the Zoom call time yet, so I'm thinking maybe 7, because that's our date night time that we've always done. And the Zoom chat's going to be on Saturday night, and I think we'll do some giveaways. I think I might go back to the old giveaway thing, and maybe Dawn, you can help me with that number thing. Thanks, Meg. So when do I expect in the next mystery box? I don't expect. Here's the thing about mystery boxes. They don't tell us ahead of time when they're coming out. Okay. So they just, it's very quickly like, and there's only 8 of us that know like a few hours before. That are not Cricut employees, obviously. So a few hours before they say, okay, we're going to launch X mystery box. And then we are able to preview it to you a little bit ahead. Oh, you do? I am famous. Deborah puts me on the big TV, the big smart TV on YouTube. Okay. So, all right, let's plan at 7 o'clock for YouTube. I'm sorry, for Zoom, 7 o'clock on Saturday night for the Zoom. And then of course we'll have our brunch at noon on Sunday. All right. Does that work for you guys? And if it doesn't, that's okay. We'll tape it. I'll tape the Zoom call like we did last time. Okay. And we're going to try to do that Zoom call once a month. And this time around, we're not going to work on any particular project. I think it's just time to sort of, if you want to think of some hard questions to ask me, I'm happy to answer them. Okay. All right, everyone. We'll see you again tomorrow. And don't forget to come back for the files. Okay. Take care, everyone. Bye.